Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Toy Geek Maniac. I'm your host, Chad Miller. It's showtime synergy. Actually, you know what? It's showtime, Hasbro. So, okay, I'm going to admit I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this video because all of a sudden I just got this epiphany, and right now I'm just kind of like on a bit of a rant about this. But Hasbro, what is going on with Gem and the Holograms? We've seen your franchises for Transformers, for G.I. Joe, and several other properties, and we've seen very little with Gem. We've gotten some Funko Pops, Super 7, I believe, is it? Did a couple, like, 3 3/4 action figures, and while Integrity Toys did a great line of fashion dolls, while some people could afford to spend over $100 on a doll, I personally couldn't. I would have loved to. They were great, they were amazing looking, and truly outrageous, but my goodness. I'm not entirely sure if the franchise of Gem and the Holograms is caught up in some legal mumbo-jumbo or whatnot, but however, there was a feature film made from or based on the series, and while it had a very, very, very few redeeming qualities, it just wasn't right. It had moments, and I know that there was an astounding comic book that was produced, and I haven't read it, but I heard it was really, really good. I don't know if it's still in print, but let's get on this bandwagon. We need some Gem in our lives, and nostalgic Gem, not a recreation. We need some classic Gem brought back into our lives. Now, something that I could suggest is doing a retro line of 6-inch action figures. Give several waves, do all the main characters in their original costumes, with great points of articulation, you know, their instruments and interchangeable hands, all that kind of good stuff. Fans would eat that up. I would eat that up. I would sell them at the same price point as Marvel Legends or Star Wars. things like that. G.I. Joe Classified. There could be a Synergy playset. The full actual Synergy computer that is got magic little buttons that can create lights and sounds and whatever. There could be a sound studio where you can have the Misfits or the Stingers. The Stingers! Aside Integrity Toys, they've never been brought to mainstream toy media. There needs to be a gem renaissance. And I love living in nostalgia. And I've been obsessed with gem ever since I was little. It would be great to have a toy line that looked like the cartoon, or something remotely close to the cartoon. The dolls were created first, and then the cartoon was fashioned after them. And I just think the world is missing out. This generation, and probably the generation before, is missing out on the world of gem. I mean, I've got t-shirts, I've got Gemstar earrings, I've got a throw blanket, I've got socks that other companies are making. Why not bring this to the forefront? It's not just for girls, it's boys, it's adults, and I'm sure adults want to share this with their children. I mean, there's so much potential that is here, and I definitely think a 6-inch action figure line would be a great start. You wouldn't have to have actual clothing. You can work in articulation just fine. Base it off the original style of the cartoon. Throw in some, you know, nifty backdrops or whatnot. You can have the Rockin' Roadster. You could have the K-Gem Studio. You could have Lindsay Pierce's oh gosh, what do I want to say? TV station. There's just so much potential that is there, and it would be a hot commodity. So, Hasbro, contact me, please. Drop in my email right here. Talk to me. Let me give you some input. I don't want to be paid for anything that I have to say or any input that I have to give. I just want to see Gem alive again. Hasbro, you have to do this. You just have to. Get on board with this. Make it happen, and soon. Please. Show's over, Senator.